Hello everyone, back to this second Glastonbury 2019 update from Glasto.com. So, we've started Glastonbury updates on Friday, and it was a very, very grim update indeed. Probably the worst update I've ever done for the Glastonbury Festival. It was atrocious, it was cold, it was wet, just a thoroughly Atlantic sort of onslaught type run. I know it did cause a lot of concern with people going to the Glastonbury Festival. So I did say, though, very unreliable time frame, and it was only update number one. We're talking about trying to forecast weather for like 2 weeks away. So changes are possible, and indeed likely at that sort of time frame. So we're going to see what update number 2 has to say right now. Will it be as bad as update number 1? If it is, then that will be our trend for the Glastonbury Festival for this year so far, but will it show something else? You'll find out very shortly. Just everybody, if you're enjoying the Glastonbury Festival updates from Gazovitz this year, then please like, share and subscribe, and let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing through the comments if you can. Right, so starting off on Tuesday, I like to do the sort of Glastonbury period and then this period of the weekend itself. So we'll start off on Tuesday, 25th of June. I think gates open on Wednesday, but people will be heading down to Glastonbury on the Tuesday, I would have thought, especially the Tuesday night. So this is how things are looking for Tuesday, 25th of June, a week on Tuesday, basically. And it's a pretty unsettled looking chart, actually. Got high pressure out to the west, but it's got an area of low pressure across the northern parts of France moving up into England and Wales. And we've got this northeasterly wind as well, which looks rather unpleasant. Upper air temperatures are very cool with this area of low pressure. So it's a proper cool sort of northeasterly that we've got there. There's quite a bit of rain associated with that low pressure as well. So outbreaks of quite heavy and maybe thundery rain affecting particularly parts of England and Wales. And where we've got that wet weather on Tuesday, 25th of June, it's also very, very cool indeed. Temperatures are struggling to get into double digits. That's probably overdone. Probably won't be as cold as that, but it is the idea that this particular GFS run wants Tuesday, 25th of June to be quite a cold, wet day with a northeast wind across much of England and Wales. Then we go through to Wednesday, so people will be heading down to Glastonbury on Wednesday, 26th of June, to pitch up their tents and soak up the atmosphere. And we're going to find low pressure at this point starting to move northwards in towards the North Sea. Winds are in from the north, so it's a very cool wind direction. But that low pressure gives us the wet weather on Tuesday. That is heading out into the North Sea, so that is good news. We have got relatively high pressure in the Atlantic as well. That high pressure starts to edge towards us and things will get a lot better. Upper air temperatures are very cool. We bring down a really chilly northerly wind there. And it's mainly dry, though. What terrain there is over on the eastern side of the country, so down at Somerset, shelter from that northerly wind. You could probably expect a fair amount of dry weather. Temperatures are a lot better than on the Tuesday when it's pouring with rain, but they're still very cool, really, for late June. We're only seeing maximums there of kind of like 16, 17 degrees down at Somerset. So you can probably add a degree or two onto that, but even so, it'll be a chilly day. The wind's in from the north, so it's not going to be great, but probably sunny spells, and in the June sunshine, it won't feel too bad, although when it gets dark, particularly under canvas, you will need warm clothing, and you'll also need a thick sleeping bag, I would have thought. But nevertheless, it's a little bit better there on Wednesday, 26th. Thursday 27th, when more people will be heading down to Glastonbury to pitch up their tents. So the atmosphere looks like that. Again, low pressure is in the North Sea, and we're still bringing these northeasterly winds across the country. So very similar to the day before, really. You probably expect cool upper air temperatures to be brought down with these northerly winds. But you would have thought a reasonable amount of dry weather. It is going for showers, although I wouldn't take that too literally at all. That's too far away for that kind of sort of minute detail. And with the wind in from the north, Somerset should be reasonably well sheltered from those northerly winds. So don't take that area of precipitation got across England and Wales there too, literally, at all. It could well be a lot drier than that. Again, temperatures remain very disappointing. We're only talking about mid to upper teens Celsius, and the reason for that is that the wind is in from the north. It's a cool wind direction at any time of the year, and so temperatures are subdued, as they have been throughout this June. Really, so just cool, but I would have thought fairly dry, maybe a few showers, but a little bit of shelter from that northerly. Shouldn't be too bad. Then we go through to Friday 28th of June, and we're finding that the low pressure there is just beginning to edge away from us. It's still in the North Sea, it's beginning to move over towards Denmark, and maybe just a bit of a ridge starting to topple in from off the Atlantic. That's what we want to see, this area of high pressure moving in across the west of Europe. Upper air temperatures are still cool. You would expect that. Winds are still coming from the north. Again, a lot of dry weather. You'll notice all that massive rain over in the North Sea affecting the east coast, but no problems for Somerset. You shelter from the northerly wind, and the low pressure is in the North Sea, so you've not got the persistent rain either. Just a reasonably dry day. Probably quite a lot of cloud brought down with that northerly wind, but there would be sunny spells too, and in the June sunshine it would feel relatively pleasant. Temperatures are lifting up ever so slightly, so we're talking about sort of 19, 20 degrees there down at Somerset. I think that will feel relatively pleasant, although again probably still quite chilly, especially night and morning, and chilly in the wind, but in the sunshine you get out the wind, it's going to feel quite nice. And then we go through to Saturday. This is Saturday 29th of June, and the high pressure area is beginning to move further in towards us. So this is getting better now. This is looking a lot better than update number 1. Upper air temperatures are still cool. This is a very cool update, so temperature-wise it's not brilliant. But there's a lot of dry weather on offer. Again, don't take those shower areas too literally, but it is forecasting for Somerset. So on your apps, if you look at your apps, you'll probably see showers are being forecast for this day, Saturday 29th of June, on a lot of the apps. That's because they take their raw data from the GFS model. But again, don't take that too literally. It's much too far away for that kind of minute detail. And with high pressure toppling in from the Atlantic, you expect the emphasis to be shifting more actually towards drier weather, if anything. Temperatures, as they have been, remain quite cool, just sort of mid to upper teens Celsius, so it's a chilly day again, particularly for the time of year, but in the June sunshine, not too bad. And then we go through to the final day of the Glastonbury Festival, which is Sunday the 30th of June, and then the high pressure is really starting to take over. It's beginning to build in very nicely, so this is taking us towards a dry and fine end to the Glastonbury Festival. Upper air temperatures are lifting up a bit, but it's still a bit cooler than you would expect really for the end of June in terms of the upper air temperatures. Lots of dry weather though. You'll notice these rain bearing weather systems in the Atlantic are being shoved off up to the north and west of us, so that tells us jet streams pushing northwards, or being pushed northwards as a high pressure builds in through the country. So mainly dry there for the closing day of Glastonbury Festival under that high pressure. And temperatures, well, there's still nothing to get excited about. They're still a little bit below average, upper teens Celsius at best. You'd probably increase that to 20 degrees, but I mean still nothing to get overly excited about, but certainly not feeling too bad in the June sunshine. So I think we say that this update number 2, is a big improvement on update number 1. We have lost that Atlantic onslaught that we had in update number 1. It is still rather unsettled, and temperatures are pretty disappointing throughout. But overall, this is looking a lot better for update number 2. Hopefully, these improving trends will be maintained for update number 3. But one thing I would say is that there is quite a deluge going on just before the gates open, and so you would need to take your wellies because it would be muddy, and it would probably be very wet underfoot, so you would need to take your wellies, but that's probably going to be the case anyway, because it has been an unsettled June up to now anyway. But in terms of the weather itself, this is quite a good step in the right direction, I think, for update number 2, and we'll see whether these improvements are maintained for update number 3. Right, that's all for now though. We'll do update number 3 on Tuesday. Please like, share, subscribe. Let us know in the comments that you're enjoying the Glastonbury updates. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.